Hi everybody. In this chat with Deb, I'm going to share some great student creation tools that you can use right at the beginning of the school year. These are great apps that work on a Chromebook or any other device, and I think your students will enjoy using these apps. The first app is called My World, and I would use this at the very beginning of the year as a visual interest inventory. Now, to find this app in the Chrome Web Store, go to my presentation and click this little suitcase. Or, if you want to go directly to the website, just click on the link. When students go to the My World website, they simply click on the Start. They can also view the gallery of worlds and see all of the different worlds that other people have created. There are some directions that you can go over with the students depending on their age level. They may need to know how to scale an object, move an object forward or backward on the page, or delete an object. I'm going to close this out, and I'm going to simply look at the gallery that's right down below here and find objects that I feel fit my personality. And I can simply click and drag them, scale them, resize them. And so I'm able to go through, there's quite a large gallery. I can hit this little arrow and continue scrolling through and see more. I will find things that pertain to me and just simply bring them up onto the canvas. So I found quite a few items in the gallery that I thought represented me in some way. When I'm ready, I click on the Finish button, and what's going to happen is I first give it a name, so I will put in my first name, and then I hit the Analyze button. That will then analyze items that I picked from the gallery and tell me a little something about myself. This is where the interest inventory part comes in. My World reveals that I'm nurturing, chatty, and I have a business brain. Well, I would agree with most of that. It's kind of fun then too. You can have your students download their world so that they can then share it. It just downloads as an image. So you can then have them submit that image or share them or make a gallery of all your students to display. But the possibilities of how to use this are endless. Just put a little creativity in it. But I know your students will enjoy giving an interest inventory at the beginning of the year. Another great app I think your students really enjoy is using the Connected Mind map to make a mind map for the beginning of the year. The ideas here are endless. They could make a map about a book they read over the summer. They could simply make a connected mind map about friends and the new friends they're going to make, or their families if you want to get to know more about their families. Again, if you want to go to the Chrome Web Store and get the app, just click on the suitcase. If you want to go directly to the website, just click right here where it says Connected Mind. When you first get here, you will see that they have a sample Connected Mind loaded. There's a preview window up here and the actual mind map is showing. And so you can use this as a demo to your students to show them, look, when I hover over a part of my map, a description comes up. And look at the different shapes and the different colors. The one thing I like about Connected Mind is it makes a very unique pattern or very unique curves instead of just straight lines. So now what I'm going to do is just create my own new one. So when I start a new mind map, I simply give it a name, and I'm going to call this Family, since I will imagine that we're doing a project on telling a little bit about our families. And then you can choose to either have a shape in the middle, or I could change this over to having an image in the middle. I'll do image for this one and click OK. Now I have to choose what file I want my image to be, and I saved a picture of our family to do this. So here we are, and I'll hit OK. And now you can see I have my family right in the middle of my mind map. Now adding on to the mind map is very simple. You start anywhere inside of your picture shape and simply draw. Now from here I can choose to random pick a color, or I could click here and select the exact color that I want. I can also choose what I want my font to be. I can also click in and type my text. So we'll make this my husband Tim. As soon as I click OK, we'll see Tim husband right here. And then what I could do is I could add on either another shape, or I could add on another picture. And so I could go in here and get a picture and choose a file and put a picture of Tim, or just a shape to tell a little bit about him. I'll do a shape in this case. Again, I can random pick the color, or go in and pick the exact color I'm looking for. And then I can put some text up here, and then I can hit the OK button. So there we go. Now you can see I have my husband and how long we've been married. Now I can go and draw off of this as well. So I can add some sublines as well, and I can tell a little bit about him. So I can put down his job, I can tell an interest of his, and again I can random pick or leave these as they are. And then if I want to, I can go somewhere else off of my middle family and start a new topic for a new person. So this will be on my son Ryan, and we'll just random pick a color. So now we have my son Ryan. I can again put in a shape. If I don't want an oval, if I want some other shape, I could bring a shape in from here, pick a different color for him, and so I can tell a little bit about Ryan and continue on drawing sub shapes off of this. It's a very simple tool to use. When you are finished, there is not a download option. There is an option to save this in the cloud and be able to come back and work on it again, and also save it to open it later. But what the site actually suggests is taking a screen capture and then share that with the class, or project them, make a slideshow, however you want to do it. But really, Connected Mind is a very simple enough app for students to use of all ages, and I like the overall effect that you get when you're finished. The one thing I haven't shown you is how to write a description, so I should show you that quick. If I go back here, I can go to this Notes. Instead of the Properties tab, I can write the notes, and here's where I can type in a bunch of notes. I can also add links if I want to add a hyperlink, and hit OK. And then what happens is when you hover over that section, those notes will show up. And here's another app called PicMonkey. This is a photo editor. You can also make collages on this site, banners, and more. As you can see here, I've taken a picture of my son Robert and I've doctored it up. Kind of reminds you of Harry Carey a little bit, doesn't it? Let's go to the site and see how it works. So to get started, you can edit a photo, you can touch up a photo, you can begin a brand new design, or you can create a collage. So for our sake, we'll just go ahead and edit a photo. Then I have to search and find the photo I want to edit. So here's the photo I found. Now a student could do this with their own photo, a photo of their friends, or have them use a selfie stick or take selfies and use those to create a collage or even tell a story. What I like along the side over here is how simple it is to move through the different tools. So right now I'm on the basic edits. I can crop this picture very quickly and easily, kind of cutting out some of the background. There we go, that looks really good, and I can save that. Another thing I like is I can go into the effects and add an effect. So when I was doing this, I really liked the look of making this black and white. If I go to the next one, this is kind of the touch-up features. So if you have a picture that you really want to touch yourself up on, you can do that. There's a text option as well. So if I go over here, I can choose what kind of font I'd like. I can add the text. I can choose the color that I want the text to be, and then I can just type right here, and I can move this where I want it on the page, just like that. Another thing that we can do is add what's called overlays. Did you see what happened? I used one of their premium features, which I have not paid for, and I do not want to have to pay, so I need to be more careful about which ones. These are the Royal or Premium, and these are the ones that are available to me. And then from here again, I can choose kind of the color, and that looks pretty good to me. There's also frames which add a really nice effect, so I can go through here and add some kind of a frame to it. Oh, I really like that one. That's pretty cool. Then there are some textures you can add in, so I could add in clouds and so on and so forth. I'm not really interested in doing that right now. And then finally, the Apple is different themes. So I could go in here and look at the different themes. So I might want to add the yearbook theme, and there we go. Robert's looking pretty good. Now, when I'm ready, I can save this, and from there, I can simply save the picture right to my computer or OneDrive or Dropbox. So we'll call this Robert, and now I can share that picture out. So can you imagine your students and how much fun they would have using PicMonkey to create their own collages or their own designs right from the beginning of the school year? There's many ways you could incorporate this into a lesson. I hope I've given you a few ideas of tools you can use with your students at the beginning of the school year. Just remember, anytime you allow students to be the creators, not just the consumers, it's going to give them some voice and choice. It's also really great for students to use a little bit of creativity and some critical thinking. But the best part is you'll get your students using their devices in a very creative way and in an engaging way. So I hope that you will have some time to think about your first couple weeks of lessons and incorporate some tools. If you check out the rest of my presentation, there are a few other tools that you can look into. I've only shared a few of them with you today. So I hope you all have a great start to your school year. I look forward to chatting with you again soon, and have a great 2015-2016. Bye everyone.